Okay, so number 4 asks us to go backwards. It gives us an endpoint of the segment, which is at 12, negative 8. And then instead of giving us the other endpoint and having us find the midpoint, it says the midpoint is at 318. And we need to find now instead the other endpoint over here. Okay? So there's an algebraic way to do this. There's a graphing way to do this. I know that a lot of you don't like graphing, so we might just not do that. And then there's just I totally understand this, and so I can figure it out way to do it. Okay? So let's do the algebraic way first. The formula that we used to find the midpoint was add the x's, divide by 2, add the y's, and divide by 2. But now we are being asked to go backwards, correct? So, Courtney, you have it? Right, so we're going to do the formula backwards since we're doing the problem backwards. The only thing is you said subtract and multiply, but we're actually going to do everything backwards. This one we add and then divide. So we're going to do the order of operations backward also. We're going to multiply and then subtract, okay? So if I have this x coordinate of the midpoint is at 3, and I multiply that by 2, that gives me 6. And then I need to subtract 12 from that. And so 6 minus 12 is negative 6. And so that means that endpoint is at negative 6. See how we did that? Worked our way through it backwards. So same thing with the y coordinate. What do I do first? Multiply by 2. So 18 times 2 is 36. And then I take away the negative 8. So be careful. 36 minus negative 8 is, I said be careful, 44. Okay? And so my other endpoint is negative 6, 44. Now we can always check our work. If I add 12 and negative 6 together and then divide by 2, do I get 3? Yeah. And then if I add negative 8 and 44 together and divide by 2, do I get 18?
Yes.
Yes, okay? So that works out. So then the other way that you can do it, if you kind of understand that what's happening is we have a line segment and this point is in the middle, is you can think about it this way. How far did I have to go from 12 to get to 3?
8. No. Yeah. Yeah. No.
9. Appreciate the enthusiasm. That's good. Okay. So we went 9 to get to here. So how much farther along this line then do I have to go to get to the other end? Another 9. Because one of the things we talked about yesterday is that this point is equidistant from these two endpoints. It's the same distance from the endpoint. So if it's 9 away from here, then it has to be 9 away from there, right? So 3 minus 9 is negative 6. Same thing here, from negative 8 to 18, how far did I go? 26, and so I have to keep going another 26 in the same direction. 18 plus 26 is 44. Okay, so that's the way you can kind of think your way through it if the algebra is a little bit too confusing for you. Okay? All right, we okay with that one? Okay, number 6 says find the 2 points that divide the segment into 3 congruent parts. So now we're not finding the midpoint anymore. One of them is at 0, 0, and the other one is at 9, 6. Okay, so let's go back to what Byron said yesterday that got us going down this road in the first place. He said since there's 2 points, you add them together and divide by 2, right? Well, now we want to take this segment and divide it into thirds. So now what are we going to do? Divide by 3. So it's the same idea. Now we're going to take the x's and add them together and divide by 3. So 0 plus 9 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. So one of our points is, or the x coordinate is 3. Then if I go 0 plus 6, that gives me 6. And divide that by 3 is 2, right? So one of my points is going to be at trace, comma, dose. Okay? But they said find the 2 points. We've only found one of them. How do I find the other one? So we have A right here, we have B right here, and then we found this other point right here. And we know that that's a third of the way from there. How do I find this other point right there? Lauren? No? Okay. Somebody else? Yes? Okay, good. This point right here is going to be halfway in between these 2 points, right? Is that what you mean? Okay, so now that I know this point and this point, I can use the midpoint formula that we learned yesterday to find this one right here. So 3 plus 9 is 12, divided by 2 makes 6. And 2 plus 6 is 8, divided by 2 is 4. So there are the 2 points that we were trying to find. And so now we've taken this and divided it up into 3 equal pieces by dividing by 3 each time instead of by dividing by. Okay? All right, so with that same idea in mind, number 7 says, describe a way to find points that divide a segment into fourths. So when we wanted to divide it in half, we added them together, divided by 2. When we wanted to divide it into thirds, we added it together, divided by 3. So if we want to divide it into fourths, we're probably going to add the x's together, divide by 4, add the y's together, and divide by 4. And then we'd have to do this process again. Then we'd have to take what's left over, add them together, divide by 3, and then we'd have to take that and divide it by 2 as we cut it into pieces. But divide by 4 is probably good enough. Okay, and then number 8 relates to the activity a little bit that we did yesterday in class together. Let me get a little graph going here. Okay, so we need to go up to 10, and then all the way to 35. Okay, so our first one is at 3, 1, 2, 3, 0, and then up to, did I leave enough room? Nope. Go up to 13. Nope. All right, let's try that again. So 1, 2, 3, 0, and then up to 3, 13. Am I doing this right? What's the other one? 8, 2, let's see. Where's 8? Right here? Like that? Oh, okay. C. Está bien. All right, so in each figure below, imagine drawing the diagonals AC and BD. So let's not imagine it. Let's do it. I'm going to draw a diagonal in there, and I'm going to draw a diagonal in there. Okay? Find the midpoint of AC and the midpoint of BD in each figure. So if the coordinates of this point here are 3, 0, this one is 8, 0, this one is 8, 13, and this one is 3, 13. Whoops, not that. Somebody raise their hand and tell me the midpoint of this one right here, 3, 0, and 8, 13. Somebody that did it. Anybody do that? 5.5, comma 6.5. Okay, very good. And then what would be the midpoint of the other one going the other way? 5.5 comma 6.5. So what do you know? Where is that point? It is right there where those two diagonals intersect. Okay? Should we play again with the next shape? Why not? Okay, so let's draw that one. So the bottom point is, uh-oh, where it's not going like that. So the bottom point is what? 16.5, comma, somebody help me.
16, 0.5.
Oh, 16, comma 0.5?
Yeah.
Okay, so right about, maybe I can do that. 16, comma 0. Okay, so right there. Then what's the next one? Go up and to the left. 10, comma 5. Thank you. Okay, and then 16, comma 13. Here. And then 22 and a half.
22 and 8.5.
22 and 8.5. Something like that.
The
Screw that up.
15. Yeah.
This one here?
No, the bottom one.
This one here?
That one.
Okay. So this one needs to be moved over to what?
16. Triple that.
Okay, I can't get that to stop at 0.5, but we'll call it good there. Let's see, I better change that. How's that one? 0.5-ish? Okay, so same game as before. If we, if we draw in the diagonals and then find the midpoints, that totally looks like it's not even in the right place.
I have a good one.
You do what?
I have a good one.
What's supposed to happen? Yeah, it's supposed to be in the middle, but I think I must have graphed these points totally wrong. 16, 13, what's that one there? 10 and 5. Does that look like the book one? The what?
I don't think we're on 22 and a half.
Am I not on 22 and a half? Is that where I'm shooting? 21, 22. Oh, yeah, you're right. So that's supposed to be something like that. Somehow that doesn't like change it and make it look, well, that's okay. Does that look like they crossed in the middle? Because guess what? They do. Okay? So, how exciting is that? So, find the midpoint of AC and BD in each figure. So, what do you notice about the midpoints? They're the same in both diagonals, so that's the main thing that we're trying to get to there. All right? Okay, so we haven't done this yet, but since this is a short assignment, there's only a few of them. Will you exchange your papers and we'll correct the first 3 together?